The roar of engines, the glint of chrome, the unmistakable patches. They are a symbol, an enigma, a legend. We're talking about the Hells Angels, a name that conjures images of freedom, brotherhood, and a certain undeniable mystique. But beyond the leather and the lore, who are they? What truly binds them together? And what secrets lie hidden within their unwritten code? Prepare to have your perceptions shattered, your curiosity ignited, because in the next few minutes, we're diving deep into the clandestine world of the Hells Angels, exposing the astonishing rules that govern their lives. Rules that you won't find in any public domain, rules that define their very existence, and rules that, if broken, carry unimaginable consequences. This isn't just about motorcycles, it's about loyalty, power, and survival. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why their brotherhood is so fiercely protected, and why crossing them is a mistake no one ever makes twice. Forget what you think you know. This isn't a casual club. This is a commitment, a lifelong pledge, and it starts long before you ever wear the coveted patch. Becoming a Hells Angel isn't a matter of signing up. It's an arduous, often brutal journey, fraught with tests of loyalty, endurance, and unwavering dedication. The journey begins as a hang-around, an outsider invited into the periphery, observed, judged, and slowly integrated. They're watching your every move, assessing your character, your commitment, your potential. This phase can last months, even years. You're learning the ropes, the unspoken customs, the delicate balance of respect and defiance that defines their world. You're proving your worth, demonstrating that you possess the grit and the gumption required to even consider the next step. From hang around, if deemed worthy, you might graduate to associate or prospect. This is where things get serious. Now, you're actively involved, performing tasks, running errands, always under scrutiny. You're essentially an apprentice, learning the intricate dance of club life, understanding the hierarchy, and internalizing the absolute necessity of obedience and discretion. This probationary period isn't about pleasantries, it's about proving you can be trusted with their secrets, that you can withstand pressure, and that your loyalty is unshakable. It's a test of fire, designed to weed out the weak, the disloyal, the faint of heart, and many fail. For those who persevere, the ultimate prize awaits: full membership. But even then, the rules, the expectations, and the constant vigilance never cease. The patch itself is more than just fabric and embroidery. It's a sacred symbol. It's earned, not given. It represents the culmination of countless hours, endless trials, and an unyielding commitment to the club. And once you have it, it's a part of you. You don't just wear the patch. You are the patch. This means representing the Hells Angels in every aspect of your life, upholding their reputation, and never bringing shame or disrespect upon the club. There's an unwritten rule that dictates how the patch is treated, how it's worn, and even where it can be displayed. It's a living entity, imbued with the history and the spirit of every member who has ever worn it. Disrespecting the patch is disrespecting the entire Brotherhood, and that is a transgression with severe ramifications. Now, before we delve deeper into the astonishing specifics of their internal legal system, their code of conduct, and the astonishing punishments for breaking ranks, take a moment. If you're finding this deep dive into the Hells Angels as captivating as we are, and you want to be part of a community that unravels the untold stories of the world, then you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and join our growing family of truth seekers. And don't forget to drop a comment below with your thoughts or any questions you have. Your engagement fuels our journey into the unknown. Your support helps us bring you more mind-blowing content like this. One of the most foundational, yet least understood aspects of Hell's Angels' life is their absolute commitment to secrecy. What happens in the club stays in the club. Period. This isn't just about protecting themselves from law enforcement, it's about preserving the sanctity of their brotherhood, the trust that binds them, and the mystique that surrounds them. Discussions about club business are strictly off-limits to outsiders, including spouses, girlfriends, and even family members who aren't patched in. Information is power, and in their world, power is guarded with extreme prejudice. Revealing internal matters, whether accidentally or intentionally, is considered an act of betrayal, a cardinal sin that can lead to severe consequences, including expulsion, or worse. The silence is a shield, a wall that protects their internal workings from prying eyes and external threats. Loyalty is not just a word, it's the lifeblood of the Hell's Angels. It's a promise, a pact, a solemn oath that transcends all other allegiances. When you're in, you're in. Your loyalty to your brothers comes before almost everything else. This means standing by them, backing them up in any situation, and never, ever turning your back on a fellow angel. This unwavering loyalty is the bedrock upon which their entire organization is built. It's what allows them to operate as a cohesive unit, to face challenges together, and to endure external pressures. Disloyalty is the ultimate affront, a violation of the sacred bond, and it is met with the harshest of retributions. There's no room for doubt, no space for wavering. You are either with them or you are against them. Respect is another cornerstone of their philosophy. Respect for the hierarchy, respect for senior members, and respect for the club's traditions. Within the Hell's Angels, there's a clear chain of command, a structured system of authority that must be observed at all times. Disrespecting a senior member is not just a personal slight, it's an attack on the club's order and stability. This doesn't mean blind obedience. There's room for discussion within certain parameters, but ultimately, decisions made by those in authority must be honored. This respect also extends to the club's history, its fallen members, and the sacrifices made to build and maintain the organization. It's a perpetual reminder that they are part of something much larger than themselves. Money, while a factor in any organization, is governed by a distinct set of rules within the Hell's Angels. While individual members pursue their own livelihoods, the club itself has financial protocols, often related to dues, collective ventures, and supporting fallen or incarcerated members. There are strict guidelines regarding how club funds are handled, how contributions are expected, and how resources are allocated. Embezzlement or misuse of club money is an unforgivable offense, as it strikes at the heart of their collective trust and stability. Financial transparency, at least internally, is paramount to maintaining the integrity of the group. Violence, though often associated with the Hell's Angels in media portrayals, is not without its own internal regulations. While they are a formidable force and certainly capable of defending themselves and their interests, there's a strict code of conduct regarding when and how force is used. Unsanctioned violence or actions that bring unnecessary negative attention to the club can be met with severe disapproval. Retaliation, when deemed necessary, is often calculated and precise rather than random or impulsive. This isn't to say they shy away from confrontation, but rather that their actions are often governed by a strategic understanding of power dynamics and consequences. This disciplined approach to force is crucial for their long-term survival and stability. The no-snitching rule is perhaps one of the most infamous and rigidly enforced tenets of the Hell's Angels. It's an absolute, unwavering principle. You never cooperate with law enforcement under any circumstances. Providing information to authorities, even under duress, is a betrayal of the highest order, an act that can lead to permanent expulsion and severe retribution. This rule is designed to protect the club from external threats, to maintain their operational secrecy, and to foster an environment of absolute trust among members. The consequences for breaking this rule are universally understood and deeply feared, serving as a powerful deterrent against any thought of informing. Club meetings, often referred to as church, are mandatory and sacred. These gatherings are where club business is discussed, decisions are made, and internal disputes are resolved. Attendance is not optional, and unauthorized absences are taken very seriously. During church, protocol is meticulously observed, and the hierarchy is reinforced. Members are expected to be attentive, to contribute constructively, and to abide by the decisions of the group, particularly those of the chapter president. These meetings are the engine room of the club, where their collective will is forged, and their path forward is determined. The rules surrounding women in the Hells Angels are particularly complex and often misunderstood. While women are not allowed to be patched members, they play significant, albeit distinct roles within the periphery of the club. They are often referred to as old ladies or hang-arounds themselves, and they are expected to adhere to a separate but equally strict set of guidelines. Disrespect towards members' women or behavior that shames the club through interactions with women can lead to severe penalties. The sanctity of a brother's relationship and the respect for his chosen partner are paramount. Any deviation from these unwritten rules can have serious consequences for both the member and the woman involved. What happens if a rule is broken? This is where the internal justice system of the Hells Angels comes into play. It's swift, uncompromising, and often brutal. Punishments can range from fines and temporary suspensions to severe beatings, the stripping of one's patch, or in the most extreme cases, permanent banishment or worse. There is no external appeal process. The club's judgment is final. The severity of the punishment depends on the nature of the transgression, its impact on the club, and the member's history. This strict enforcement of rules is not just about maintaining order, it's about instilling fear, ensuring obedience, and reinforcing the absolute power of the Brotherhood. The threat of retribution hangs heavy over every member, a constant reminder of the stakes involved. Leaving the Hells Angels is rarely simple. It's not like resigning from a job. Depending on the circumstances, it can be an incredibly dangerous and complicated process. If a member wishes to leave on good terms, they may be required to relinquish their patch and sever all ties, often with the understanding that they will never speak about club business. However, if a member attempts to leave under less amicable circumstances, especially if they are perceived to have betrayed the club or possess sensitive information, the consequences can be dire. The unwritten rule is that once you're in, you're always subject to the club's reach, even if you're no longer wearing the patch. This perceived lifelong claim on former members is a powerful tool for maintaining secrecy and control. The Hells Angels are not just a motorcycle club, they are a subculture, a way of life, governed by an intricate and often brutal set of rules. These regulations, though largely unwritten, are deeply ingrained in their collective consciousness, passed down through generations of members. They are the scaffolding upon which their brotherhood is built, the framework that defines their identity, and the mechanism that ensures their survival in a world that often views them with suspicion and fear. From the arduous path to membership, the sacred reverence for the patch, the ironclad vow of secrecy, and the unwavering demand for loyalty, every aspect of their existence is meticulously controlled. This isn't just about freedom on the open road. It's about the very specific and often restrictive freedom found within the confines of a fiercely guarded brotherhood. It's about the power of collective identity, the strength of an unbreakable bond, and the chilling reality of what happens when that bond is threatened. The Hells Angels continue to fascinate, to provoke, and to endure precisely because of the astonishing and uncompromising rules that govern their clandestine world. And while we may never fully penetrate their inner sanctum, understanding these foundational principles offers a rare glimpse into the complex and often dangerous machinery that keeps the Hells Angels roaring on. The mystique, the power, the legend. It all stems from these astonishing rules. The journey we've taken today has hopefully peeled back some layers of the Hells Angels' mystique, revealing a world far more complex and structured than often portrayed. This isn't just a group of individuals. It's a living, breathing entity, shaped by decades of tradition, loyalty, and an unyielding commitment to its own survival. The rules aren't arbitrary. They are the very DNA of the club, ensuring its cohesion and formidable presence. So, the next time you hear the rumble of a Harley or see those iconic patches, you'll know there's a universe of unspoken laws and unwavering loyalty behind that image. The Hells Angels, a brotherhood forged in fire, continue to ride by their own code, a code that remains as compelling and as formidable as the open road itself. And here's something to ponder. How do these rules, often so contrary to mainstream society, manage to not only survive, but thrive for so many decades? What does it say about the human need for belonging, for purpose, and for a code to live by, even if that code exists on the fringes? These are questions that echo long after the roar of the engines fades. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please consider subscribing for more content that challenges perceptions and explores the unseen forces shaping our world. Your continued support allows us to bring you these untold stories. Don't forget to like this video, share it with anyone who loves a good mystery, and leave a comment below sharing your thoughts on the Hells Angels code. What surprised you the most? What other subcultures or organizations would you like us to explore? Your input is invaluable. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.